Crazy goals, insane skills, that's great, but recently Cristiano Jr dropped a major hint about his career. That's been making waves everywhere. And making his dad lose it. And all it took for this to happen was one freaking game. Which you're about to find out. From the outside, Cristiano Ronaldo and Jr appear to be very close. Ronaldo even takes the kid to his award shows, and has him attending his training sessions. But now Jr has come out with shocking news. All of that hangs in the balance. Jr.'s Ronaldo's first kid, and from the clips and photos online, he's probably the closest to him. Right after Jr was born, Ronaldo sent him to go live with his grandma in Portugal, but weeks later he brought him back to Spain, and decided to train him instead. Ronaldo had Jr signed into the Madrid academy, and just a few weeks in, the coaches already knew the kid was going to be a certified bowler. Jr.'s been playing football ever since, and now he's going from being that skinny kid with potential to becoming the next hot shot in Portuguese football. But Jr hasn't always had it easy, and just like his dad growing up, his journey to get where he is now has been with a lot of controversy. Being the son of the most famous human being on the planet, it's easy to get carried away, but Jr doesn't let any of that get into his head. The kid stays humble at all times, and maybe he took that off his dad. Ronaldo had to grind from ground zero to reach the top. His dad and Jr.'s granddad, Jose Dennis, was a kitman, and his mom managed to get by, meaning Ronaldo knew if he wanted to make it as a pro, it was hard work or nothing. For Jr, his struggle has been different. Because unlike Ronaldo, he's had easy growing up. There's literally nothing his dad can't afford, but yet the kid sticks to a specific routine to achieve his ultimate goal. Jr had always been in and around the news, but his move to Manchester United in 2021 had him at the center of all the attention. His dad Ronaldo played for United back in the day, when he wasn't born, and became so good he won his first Ballon d'Or there, and is still the last player to win the award playing for a Premier League club. Now it was Jr.'s turn to try and fill up those huge shoes. And with a name like that, he sure had people coming to games to see him play, and the kid didn't disappoint. On his debut game, he gave the fans a moment they'd remember for a long time, and dropped his dad Sue too. Jr kept the bangers coming on, but I've got to admit, it looked weird seeing a different version of Ronaldo's score every week without having the number 7 on. And the reason Jr didn't pick is proof to show how humble the kid is. Ronaldo and Jr hadn't been planning to move to United all summer. In fact, it wasn't supposed to happen. On the last day of the English transfer window, it was like a merry-go-round in the circus. First Ronaldo decided to leave Juventus, then he was going to Man City, before he got the call from his former manager Sir Alex. That made him change his mind and choose United instead. This decision also meant Jr didn't have enough time to properly get introduced to the United youth team setup. There wasn't even enough time for anything. Ronaldo was immediately selected for the United team the following weekend against Newcastle, and the same thing happened to Jr at the youth team. Now being Ronaldo's on and all, it's obvious that if the kid had pressed to get the number 7 jersey, the club would have given it to him, but instead he picked a random number and chose to fight for his place in the team. While Jr was delivering the performances week in and week out, his dad was kind of doing the same at the senior level. But unfortunately for him, it wasn't working out, and later in the year, United replaced the coach with a new dude, Erik ten Hag, who Ronaldo didn't get along with at all. They had more fights than Ronaldo had appearances that season. And by the end of the year, after dropping a bomb interview to the whole world, United decided to terminate Ronaldo's contract, and he was off to Qatar weeks later. The decision also affected Jr negatively too, because his dad moving meant he had to say goodbye to his teammates as well. And in a new country, faced with a new league, even Ronaldo couldn't deny he wasn't scared, thinking if Jr would be able to adapt. The problem wasn't moving to a new club, because Jr had done that with his dad already. This one was in a new continent, and the fans in Qatar knew more MotoGP stars than they knew actual footballers. But Jr.'s a talented kid, and straight away he was on the score sheet in his first game for the Al Nassr youth team. But Jr knows the game is way more than just sticking balls in the back of the nets, and that's what made him do something that left not just his dad stunned, but the entire world. Apart from scoring goals, Jr is also a really good dribble, and his skills comps are amazing. If I was a pro and my coach asked me to mark him all game, I'd pack up and go home immediately. Jr takes after his dad a lot, and because they train together, he has first-hand access to some of Ronaldo's greatest ever moves. And the kid isn't just learning them for show, he's putting them into practice. The Ronaldo chop, but there was one move Jr pulled out that had people talking, because this one resembled another superstar baller. That wasn't his dad. And if the rumors were true, it was going to blow up everywhere. See that move? The lac roqueta, a lot of ballers have used it over the years, but there's one guy who turned it into his trademark. Lionel Messi. Turns out Junior watched videos of Messi and his dad knows all about it. My son sometimes watches videos of superstars like Messi and Neymar. And I don't get mad, sure Ronaldo, sure you don't get mad? Cause this doesn't sound very convincing. But maybe this explains something, because combine Ronaldo's goal-scoring ability with Messi's insane dribbling. And it's all adding up to the day Junior shocked the entire world. In 2012 Messi went on a crazy run that saw him score 91 goals in a calendar year. He was putting up FIFA numbers in real life, and competing with teams for goals. Pretty sure Junior must have watched that too, because in his first major competition, he blew everyone away. This one goes back to when Ronaldo and Junior were still at Juventus. Junior had joined the academy just in time for their competition. In a place he knew all too well, home, the International Torneo. The Football Maritimo was an international football tournament for kids in Junior's age group. That was being held in Portugal. Ronaldo couldn't attend, because he had club duties with his UV team, but back home Junior's grandma came to watch. See, this tournament was going to be huge for Junior, because at the time the hype around kids of famous footballers was real. But none of them had seemed to deliver so far. So Junior knew, if he could put in a performance that could get everyone talking, then he'd have done okay. But I guess even he kind of surprised himself by how good he turned out to be in the opening game. They were up against the hosts, Maritimo, and so even though Junior was back home in Portugal, the fans must have been supporting the local team. But I'm pretty sure at the end of the match, they'd have switched sides if they had the option to, because Juventus won the match 25-0. And no, I didn't say this out wrong, 25-0. Junior scored 7 goals in that game, and suddenly he was the name on everyone's lips. But the crazy part, he was just getting started. In the second half the event of kids were on smoke again. This time up against another local club, Camacha, they trashed them 51. And Junior scored a handful, 5 goals, in 2 games, he had 12 goals, Erling Haaland has nothing on this kid. The Juventus team went on to win the final against Atletico, and by the end of the tournament Junior had produced an impressive 25 goals in 8 games. The kid was averaging a hat-trick in every game. Amazing, with stats like that Junior was making the front page of papers around the world. Even blog sites were carrying his name, and you can't blame them, because numbers like that are unreal. Junior ended the tournament as the top scorer by a long distance, and also scooped up the best player of reward as well. And by now, even though he was still very young, he had local clubs contacting his dad, so they could sign him. Right after this moment Ronaldo knew his kid was going to be very talented and become a pro. The kid even told him himself, "Dad, wait for me a few more years so I can play with you." Deep that Junior is the reason his dad hasn't retired yet. When asked about his kid's chances, Ronaldo came out feeling confident. "I want my son to be a player. I'm a footballer and I want him to become one too. I think he has something of an athlete in him, he has athletic characteristics. Obviously he is very young, but he loves football. He's always with the ball and he loves it, and now it looks like Ronaldo's wish is about to come true, because days earlier, it became official. Junior has now been promoted to the under-15 youth team at Al Nassr, even though he's only 13. He's now training with an older age group and is in line to make his pro debut soon. Imagine having 2 Ronaldos from the same family playing for the same club or country.